Hello, Cynthia. Hey, Dutchman. I'm up on top of Snow King, the town ski hill, and we're looking out over Jackson below, and those are the mountains there in the distance. Yeah, it's kind of beautiful, isn't it? Hey, Mary Bernie. Let me see what I see if I spin this way a little bit. Down that way. I was trying to figure out what's the best place to put it. I figured I'd get the town. We can go this way. More of town. Well, it's a nice view. I figured we want to see the mountains, though, don't we? So I put it over here like this. Nice day here, yeah. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's not cold. And it's not too hot. I looked at Better Homes and Gardens, but I mean, I don't particularly much read it. I'm just kind of looking around a bit. Come back over here a little bit. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yes, very green. Lots of water. There's water up here. We can have a look at the Flat Creek that comes into Jackson from the north. Let's see. I don't know if you see it out there, but that's Flat Creek. That's also the Elk Refuge, where the elks congregate in the winter. That's the road north. Yesterday I was streaming up that road quite a ways, like up the. There's the airport. You see the runway, right? I was up north of the airport when I was streaming yesterday. That's the airport down there. Mm-hmm. This tripod's nice, but I don't. It's not like a gimbal. But anyway, good morning, Brian. Oven mitts it is. Okay. I'll keep the oven mitts in mind. And the coasters, right? All good, Brian. No worries. I'll sit up here for maybe half an hour and stream. I could actually even pick it up and move it over to the other. But over there, they got like a plaque for people to stand and read, and they got the binoculars. You put the quarter in or whatever. I don't want. That's why I came over here to get out of the way of the tourists. Yes, there are waterfalls up in these mountains. Absolutely. There are waterfalls. Uh-oh. Why is it spinning? There we go. It's probably going to overheat eventually like it did yesterday if it sits in the sun long enough. Now we can get a view of the Snake River too. Let me see if I can show you the Snake River. I gotta look. Let me see. It's underneath the top rail there. That's the Snake River. Right underneath that top rail. There's a better view. The place is so built up. When I moved out here, it wasn't half as big. There were literally half as many residents. Hey, Tanja. Sun can be intense up here, yeah. So that's the Snake River. And we'll go back. You see, I didn't want to be in the... When I came up, there were people standing there looking out, so I didn't want to be over there. So I came over here. Now, the Snake River's on the other side of that butte. Let me see if I can run into it down here. Yeah, there it is. That's the Snake River there. Ooh, the clouds come in front of the mountains. Well, we've been sitting here. They weren't there when we got here. And that's the Flat Creek, and that's the town of Jackson below. Not too many people up here today. Let me show you the tram. This is how we get up here, look. See that car? That's how we get up here. There's one going down now. See it going down? There's goats in Jackson. People got goats. Yeah, they do. They get right on top, and that's where they stay. Yeah. When I first moved to Jackson in 1989, a one-day ski pass on this mountain was 20 bucks in 1989. A half day was 12 bucks, and a season pass was like 250 bucks back in 1989. Now, a one-day ticket to ski here is 120 bucks. Literally, since 1989, so that's 35 years ish, gone up 100 bucks. Hello, Adrian. Thanks for coming in. Well, that was in 1989, Tanya. It ain't that cheap no more. Cost you 120 bucks to get a one-day pass. I think a season pass is about 1,000 bucks here now. I think for a season pass, 120 isn't bad, huh? Well, it's a nice mountain. It's got a lot of terrain. Unlike most mountains, it has more advanced terrain than beginner terrain. Most mountains are the opposite. They have more beginner terrain than advanced terrain, but not this one. This is the Snow King Mountain. Look it up if you want. You get some interesting facts about it. The first ski lift, chairlift on this mountain, the first chairlift was installed in 1939. And I believe it has the record for being the oldest continually operating, not the same lift, of course, the lift got ditched. The oldest continually operating commercial ski lift in the country, I believe. Hello, Nerd Witch. We're just looking at the mountains from a different perspective now. And the town of Jackson below. I've been spinning the camera around showing a few things. I'll do it again, I guess, here in a few minutes. Hey, Scott. Thank you. When I first moved to Jackson, I lived half a block from the lift. The lift was at the end of my street when I first moved in. When I first moved here in 1989. I taught my kids to ski on this mountain. The other side of the Tetons, I could drive over there and show you the Tetons from the west. That's a bit of a haul. I got to drive up and over Teton Pass and get down by Driggs, Idaho. Or up by Tetonia is a better view even, a little further. And we could look at the mountains from the other side. The other side of those mountains is Idaho. We're right on the edge here, just about on the edge. You have to try more than once if you want to ski, Tanya. It takes, takes a little effort. But, yep. when I first started snowboarding, I was about 25 years old. I've been skiing since I was about 6. I started snowboarding, and I think the first thing I did was break my pinky. I broke my wrist snowboarding later, but that was different. I was in a half pipe. It was after a few years of snowboarding. I'll get up in a minute and spin the camera around a bit and show you some other stuff I did already, but there's a few other things I'm looking at. Snowboarding now would be painful for me. I haven't snowboarded since 2009 was the last time I was on a snowboard. So that's what, 16 years? Oh, you mean Snow King, you mean those buttes? We don't call those mountains. We call those buttes. Yeah, the Snake River's on the other side of the butte. I should know the name of that butte. I don't remember. Yeah, those are buttes. The what look like hills. They're not mountains because the mountains are in the distance. I'll show you a few buttes. There's several around. The road heading north out of Jackson that you're looking at there at the foot of that butte, that's the road I take to go up to the airport. You can see the airport in the distance, the runway. I'll zoom in on it again. Oh, I don't know about that, but hey, gal pal, how you doing? So I'm gonna come over here a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in, I think, on that building with the green roofs. See that one with the green roofs? That's Jackson Hospital. All 5 of my children were born there, in that hospital. If you come all the way around up the canyon to the right, in front of the butte you're looking at is Cache Canyon. There's Flat Creek again out here. That's all Flat Creek. It comes down out of the Gros Ventre. Where I was yesterday was up here, look. Up in the Gros Ventre up there is where the second time I streamed, I was up in there. I don't know the name of these buttes. I'll go and look at the thing over here and see. There's more buttes over there. You see the buttes in the foreground and the mountains. Now that is Mount Glory right there. I'll show you. When we go over Teton Pass, we drive right over. You can see the road. That's the Teton Pass Road at the bottom of Mount Glory. There's probably people up there skiing on Mount Glory now. They park up at the top of the pass and hike up. That's Telemark Bowl next to it. Some of the names I remember. I've hiked all up in here. That's Tabletop in the middle now. The one in the middle. Let's get a look at Tabletop. That's Tabletop. We'll get Mount Moran too up on the end. Maybe it's around the corner. That's Mount Moran on the very end. And that's the airport. There's the airport runway. Oh shit, right there. That's the airport. Let me go read this thing over here, see if I can identify some of these buttes for you, particularly the one right next to town that Dutchman asked about. Yeah, they're useless. They're not naming the buttes, only the peaks. They're only highlighting and showing the peaks. Scott, thanks for coming. Damon, welcome in, Damon. Good to see you, buddy. Damon, I'm on top of Snow King Mountain. That's the town of Jackson, Wyoming below us. Let me go find the name of that one. Hold on, wait. Oh, they're not giving it to me. Yeah, the chart over there for me to look at doesn't give me much information. Hello, SA. Oh, everybody's good. As good as can be, you know. Mountain Man here? Oh, there he is. Hey, Mountain Man. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Just I got a text message. I got to respond. Hey, Todd. What's up, Todd? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, there's a restaurant here now. There's all kinds of stuff up here now. Since I lived here, this place has changed a lot. When I lived here, there was a chairlift, not a gondola. They put the gondola in since I've been gone. I'll show you the gondola again, just for the fun of it. Let's see. So here's the gondola. There's a restaurant. All kind of stuff up here now. See? All kind of stuff up here now. None of this stuff was here. It was a little shack that sold stuff like through a window when I used to live here. I told you, it's been massively developed. Hello, Simple Life. It's been massively developed. I left here in 2009. 2009 I left. So that's 16 years ago. This place has been massively developed. See you, Todd. Thanks for coming in. Glad it's sunny on the island, Brian. Sunny here where I am, too. Mr. Balding, nice vista, thank you. About that, Mountain Man, maybe 35. I was saying, when I moved here in 1989, a one-day ticket on this mountain cost $20, and a half a day was $12. Now it costs about $120 to get a one-day ticket to ski here. Season passes on this mountain were $250 when I moved here. Now they're like, I don't know, $1,200 or $1,150 or something like that to get a season pass to ski here. They've added several lifts. They've developed slopes down the backside of this mountain I'm on that weren't there before. That used to be backcountry. Now where we used to have to ski down and hike out, you could ski down and get a lift up. Huh. But anyway. Hey, Cloud Kicker. Good morning. We're looking at the Teton Range and the town of Jackson, Wyoming below. I was showing the Snake River before. You can see it. It's underneath the railing over here. Let's see. That's the Snake River there, right underneath the top railing. You see it over there, right? I could move my thing over there, but you can see they got the diorama and the binoculars over there. People have been coming and going from that corner. So I set up over here so as not to be like interfering with all the people. But that's the Snake River. Let me see, where's Wilson? Town of Wilson in the distance. Let me look. Right out there, that's the town of Wilson at the foot of the Teton Pass Road. The Teton Pass Road winds up that mountain. You can see it, a couple spots running up the hill. That's Mount Glory there where we ski year round. and the other mountains. Nice view over here too. I think that's Gannett, Gannet. I'm not sure. That peak we're looking at in the distance. Those are the Absaroka Mountains over there. They're up behind the Gros Ventre. Okay. I'm not reading chat while I'm doing that. Dutchman giving us impertinent information? Oh, no. He's above the town of Jackson. Yes, I am. I'm on the top of what we used to call the town hill. It's Snow King Mountain now. It was always Snow King, but we just used to call it the town hill. I showed you the hospital where all 5 of my kids were born. There you go. Strange request, SA, but okay. Cloud Kicker, if you hear me talking to SA, that is Sahir Jessagon. We call him SA because we don't want to type all that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Just no disrespect at all. But it's just, you know. I expect it to be in the 70s here. It might be already. I'm not sure. You know, I can't quite see the square from up here because it's behind those pine trees. Otherwise, I could maybe zoom in on the town square, but it's literally right behind those pine trees. I had breakfast today out in Wilson, a place called Nora's. I had corned beef hash, 3 eggs over easy, rye toast. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, it was pretty good. Clouds are sticking right over the top of the mountain. You just can barely not see the peaks. The peaks are just up in those clouds. Terry M, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I'm not sure the elevation up here at the top of Snow King. I think it's about 8,000. I think somewhere in that region. Maybe someone can help me with that. There's ongoing construction up here. As I'm up here on the other side of this building, I'm sitting on the deck. There's like more and more construction going up. They've added a few lifts to the mountain. They've added one down the backside. I do. There's a slight breeze. Do you hear that? Because I don't have the volume on, of course. I hear an airplane though. $7,800. Thank you, Mountain Man. So that's where I'm at now. Oh, plane in the distance, flying away. I didn't see it take off. Okay, Tom Jim, the wind might be canceling out the airplane noise. There is a breeze up here. I'm sure, Terry, you live out in the middle of Washington State? Is that right? I lived here before. I lived here for 20 years, Terry. I know all about this view. I used to wake up in the morning and look outside and just see the mountains. Good morning, Norm. I'm doing well. Hey, Roy. Well, it's not me, it's Mother Nature, Roy. And all the development on top of Snow King Mountain. Give me this nice deck to sit on to stream. Didn't you? Dude, when I lived here, at the top of the mountain, the facility was a small warming hut with like a snack bar and a window to the outside. You didn't have to come in. You could buy with your skis still on through the window, or you could come in the warming hut and they had like a little snack bar. Now they got huge restaurants and all kind of crap up here. They developed the hell out of it. I'll show you, Roy. Like this. You see that? That's how I got up here. Hello, Marilyn. Yeah, I cheated. I think it's a 3 miles if you walk up the switchbacks. It's 3 miles long. I did. Yep. Adrian, good to see you, Adrian. Thanks for coming. I'm glad to hear your mustache is doing well, Brian. $35 round trip on the cable car, just with the trip up and down. I was telling him, Roy, when I moved here in 1989, for $20 you got a day's pass to ski here all day. Now it's $120. I moved here in 1989. Half-day pass was 12 bucks. A ticket for the day was 20 bucks, and there were only 3 lifts. Now there's like I think 11 lifts on this mountain. They've developed the hell out of it. Jackson Hole just exploding. Playground for billionaires, what they call it now. But what are you gonna do? I own two different properties out here. I sold them, made money on them, but if I'd have held them till now, they would be worth shitloads of money. I wouldn't be able to afford the tax on them if I still owned them though. So it's good exercise. People mountain bike up this fucking thing on the switchbacks and down. No, I'm not, Norman. Norm, I guess. Sorry. I call you Norm. I don't know if I should call you Leon, but Norm works for me. If Norm's okay with you. Yeah, Tanja. See you later. Thanks for coming in, Tanja. Okay, Norm. Got it, Norm. I ate before I came up. I had corned beef hash, 3 eggs over easy, and rye toast out at Nora's in Wilson. Nora's was when I used to live here, was a favorite place of mine to go, particularly for breakfast. So I went back out there. Wilson is an outlying community from Jackson. It's out at the base of Teton Pass. And I think it's probably about, I don't know, 8 miles away from Jackson. I'm not sure. Here, I'll zoom in on Teton Village, the Jackson Hole Ski. Give me a minute. You'll get a look at the village a little better. Let's see. Okay. So this is Jackson Hole ski area. Let me see. It's kind of bright, isn't it? That's Rendezvous Bowl. You see the switchback cutting across it. The top of the tram at Rendezvous is right there. You can see the little building, maybe. And these are the slopes down below it. Several, you see different faces of mountains that they ski on. No, I'm not going to walk in stream, Roy. I'm not good like you. I'm kind of lame in that department. I don't have my gimbal with me. I do have a gimbal. I've used it a little bit, but I never felt good about it. So, and I don't have my gimbal with me. That walking and streaming thing tends to be problematic for me so far. Maybe I'll practice when I get home and get better. I have used the gimbal and gone downtown for parades and stuff like that. I never felt like I did very well, if you know what I mean. Roy, you glide. When you got your gimbal and you're walking down it's like you're gliding. Smooth, I don't know. I'm just not quite able to do that. The gondola trip is $35 round trip to get up here and get down again. Yeah, it's good, Roy. I know that everybody here is sub to you. Otherwise, I'd say please sub to Roy. But I would say sub to everybody. You should all be sub to each other. By contrast, SA, for the $35 round trip on the gondola, when I moved here in 1989, it cost $20 to ski here all day. Like all day. I imagine Brian does see mountains in Washington. Mustache envy? Mountain Man lives in the mountains too. A mustache pole. Yeah, muskrat love, right? Yeah. That's Rendezvous. That's the Jackson Hole ski area, right underneath Rendezvous Bowl. And the Snake River, right there underneath that railing. Underneath that top railing is the Snake River. Now I'm repeating myself, so. Let's swing it around this way again. You see that one, that pointy one right there? I think that's Gannett. I'm not sure. Maybe someone would help me, but who knows? Right? These are the Absarokas. That's Blacktail Butte in the foreground. Right there, that's Blacktail Butte. And the airport. And the peak of the Grand Teton is still just barely under the clouds. Muskrat and Tennille, there you go. Talk to text is failing you. I don't have talk to text. I'm too low tech. Ha! But that's true. I don't want talk to text. I'm afraid you all might hear what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay, so a little departure. Let's see. Now I'm walking with the phone. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. Look at all this stuff going on. These are old chairs from the old lift for people to sit on. Right? Well, maybe we could see Wilson better from here. There's the Snake River. That's the town of Wilson in the distance. Hello, Glock. How you doing, Glock? Good to see you. Here's this thing which didn't name very much of the peaks for me. The stuff I wanted to see wasn't here. But, yeah, anyway. Town of Jackson. Okay, I'm going to go back and put this back in the tripod. There we go. That's better. Now I'm not worried about what we're looking at. Wait. This is where I'm sitting, up here on this porch. This deck, I guess it is. Okay, you're back in the tripod now. Glock, thank you for coming. Yes, he did, but he didn't try and jump over it. He had a rocket, right? He had a rocket. That wasn't a motorcycle. Now, I have heard a few things about that. Like, first of all, Evel Knievel, he did not expect to make it. He had planned on parachuting out. That was his plan. Because, and you could look this up, there was no plan to land that rocket when it got across the canyon. And that was all the way over on the other side of Idaho, the Snake River Canyon, right? But there was no reasonable plan to land the rocket, right? For it to land. It didn't have wheels. It wasn't going to touch down gently. It was just going to auger in when it got over. His plan the whole time was, I believe, to parachute out. Yeah, not likely. I don't think he ever planned on getting across the canyon in the rocket, because he would have been decimated on impact. There's no way to land that thing. I think what the idea was that if he got across, he would deploy parachutes and the rocket would float down. But he didn't have enough altitude for any of that. I think that was just something that they said. I think he had planned the whole time on parachuting into the canyon. I think, which is what he did. Yeah, they're Twin Falls, Dutchman. That's quite a ways from here, hours from here. Snake River is quite long. It runs up into Yellowstone and goes to the Columbia. Meets the Columbia somewhere down by Coeur d'Alene, I guess. I don't think Harrison Ford was born here. He does have a big, huge ranch here. I've done work at his place years ago. I don't know if Harrison Ford was born here. Certainly has a place here. Sandra Bullock, I have no idea. That'd be good. That'd be good, Dutchman. Thank you, gal pal. Take care, I say. Sweet dreams. Okay, I've been about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down. I don't know if I'll stream again today or not, but I'll try and stream tomorrow. I'm trying to find different places to stream from. I could drive over the pass, go into Idaho, and show you the view from the other side. That would be a bit of an adventure. Not sure what I'll do tomorrow. We'll see. And I may or may not stream later today. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I'll put a panel up while I'm here. Of course, I'm staying at my son's. And so that's a little problematic in and of itself. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you another time. Bye-bye.